Hello everyone and welcome to this GibbsCAM tech tip. In this tech tip, we're going to discuss fixturing, as in what is fixturing. Fixturing is vices, clamps, any type of specialized chucks, any kind of thing like this that you would put on your machine to hold your parts. The benefits are huge. It will check for gouging. It'll make sure that we avoid the fixtures when you're doing your tool paths. It will let you see if your machine is going to clear all the areas you need to clear, and it's going to give you a very nice visual for your setups on your machines. Okay, so for this example, we're going to use this vise, okay? And a couple of things there. First, we need to make sure it is in the right location. And as we can see, the bottom of the vise is at 0. And along Y, I have the center line here at 0 along Y. And that's typically where we want to go. Okay? So that's where we're going to start. We need to know a couple of things. We need to know the height here from 0. And we also need the distance in Y for this solid jaw. I've already taken the time to do that. So I have the value in Y. And I have the value in Z. And it'll make more sense here in a second. All right, the next thing I want to do is go up to File and my Fixture Library. Make sure I select the correct library. And I'm going to edit that library. And we'll set this to Other. And now we need to add a couple of things. We need to add a receptor, which allows the software to know where the part's going to go. And we need to add the bodies, of course. So let's do that. So going up here to Root, right mouse click, add a child receptor. And let's call this bottom of vise, because that's where the part's actually going to start. And then here in the home position, we need to add the values. 2.837, and in Z, 2.875. Now down here, we need to add something called allow multiple children. This allows us to put other things on top of this vise, different types of jaws, those kinds of things. In this case, we're not adding a jaw to this. We're going to add the jaw separately so that we can move it around based on the part size that we want. Now, we're going to click here and we're going to add this as a simulation body so we can see the vise, of course. And we'll add the bolts, of course. And now I like to look at it to make sure that I have the whole fixture, all the pieces that I need. And in this case, I do. It's very simple, but you can see what I've got there. Okay, once I have all that done, I'm going to add this to the library, and Gibbs is going to go off and do a couple of things, and it's going to add to the library. What we need to keep in mind is this is now considered a fixture. So it will always be gouge checked. It will adjust the tool paths. It will do all those things, which are hugely beneficial when you're in there machining your parts. You don't have to worry about turning it on as a fixture. It's already turned on. All right, now let's go ahead and put the jaw in the library. So I'm going to load the jaw up. And this is pretty simple. Again, we need to make sure we have it located properly. And in this case, the center of the jaw is at Y and X 0 and bottom at Z. Okay. All right. So we'll edit the library again. And in this case, we don't need to know anything about it because we're going to let the vise handle the position of it. So under the root here, I'm just going to add this simulation body, that, and that's really all I need to do. And we're just going to add that. And there you go. And just like that, we have added a vise and a jaw to our fixture library. Okay, so under the fixture pull-down tab, you can see that I have many, many libraries. Okay, and you can name them whatever you like. You can name them by your customer name. You can name them by your favorite manufacturer, whatever that may be. Chucks, vices, any kind of specialty fixturing that you might have in there. Okay, so here's a list of all the ones that I have, and yours may be different, of course. Let's just pick a random one here and let's look and see what we've got in there. And you can go in and you can look and see which pieces are in there by using the pull down. Okay, so again, however you want to organize it, by whatever manufacturer, again, customer name. And if you go to the manufacturer's websites, you should be able to find all the fixturing that you need. If you have any questions about this or anything related to GibbsCAM, please contact your local reseller.